Hello guys. Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today we are going to start with the chapter Agriculture class 10, chapter number 4 of Geography. I am really sorry for the delay for the chapter explanation video. As you know, earlier only I have provided you the video for the notes for the same chapter Agriculture. So now we are going to start with the chapter explanation. So as we start with the chapter, as we read the topic, what do you mean by agriculture here? Agriculture is basically made by two connective words, and it's divided into two words, agri and culture. Agri here means the land and culture means cultivation. So basically it forms as land cultivation is known as agriculture. When we talk about the introduction of chapter, we get to know that agriculture is a very important and essential, you can say, a job or a work done in India. Mainly 2/3 of Indians population is being dependent upon agriculture. Fine. Besides, when we talk about agriculture, about land cultivation, we usually come across different types of cultivation used, different types of farming systems used nowadays. Fine. And even most of the, means near about 2/3 of the population is emerged on agriculture. Those who are unemployed, those are underemployed, they are basically, they come under agriculture only. The work, the last limitations or the last option which is left to them, the person who are not having jobs, who are jobless, they usually do the work of agriculture. They can be the laborer, they can be the landowner. Correct? Now if we talk about types of farming, basically there are three types of farming. One is about subsistence farming, then is intensive subsistence farming, primitive subsistence farming, and commercial farming. What actually it is in three parts. Subsistence, we talk about two farming, primitive and intensive, and in commercial we talk about one, that is commercial. Under commercial it comes as plantation farming. Fine. And agriculture is an age-old economic activity in our country, basically in India. Fine. Different types of physical characteristics, environment, technologies, social culture practices are also done these days. So as we move further, we talk about primitive subsistence farming. What actually is primitive subsistence farming? See, these types of farming is still practiced in few, you can say, pockets of India. Means pocket here refers to the few land, or you can say few areas, few states of the India. Till today primitive subsistence farming is done. Primitive subsistence farming is practiced on small patches. Basically it does not require more labor, more land. It needs only less labor and needs a small piece of land for the cultivation. Here the tools which are used. This is basically the farming which was done in earlier days. Now it is modern farming, but primitive subsistence farming was a type of farming which was done in earlier days. That farming is known as primitive subsistence farming, which used hoes, plows, machines, bullock carts. These types of things were used in farming. Correct. In these, as we know earlier, there was a one type of farming that was known as slash and burn cultivation. Fine. What is slash and burn cultivation? What does farmers do here? That farmers clear a patch of land and then produces cereals and other food crops are grown to sustain their family. And when the fertility of the soil is decreased, the farmers shift and clear the fresh patches of land for cultivation. See, what is there? Basically, what happens? First of all, farmers used to plow seeds, used to sow seeds. After some time, when the fertility of the soil is being cleared completely, is decreased, at that time, what does they do? They used to leave that area, they do slash, they used to burn the crops which were left over, and then they move to another area. And then the same thing has been practiced there. Why does they do that? They think that when they do these types of processes, the fertility of soil again is gained into soil. Fertility of soil is increased. Earlier it was decreased, and after practicing this type of farming, it increases. Correct? And even what happens? This is basically known as by different names in different countries, different parts. Fine. Like it is known by Jumanju in North Indian states like Assam, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, Pomla, and Pumlo. It is named by Pulmo in Manipur, Dippa in Western district, and many other names. So these are not much important for your board exams, but still I prefer that once you can read those names from your NCERT book. After that, we come to intensive subsistence farming. What is intensive subsistence farming? This is type of farming which is practiced in an area of high population pressures of land, and even it requires intensive farming where high doses of biochemical inputs and irrigations are used for obtaining higher production. Fine. What is there basically? These types of farming is done on the large land. It requires near about 1 hectare, you can say, or half hectare of land is required for the production. This farming is not done on the small land. So if land will be big, production will be big. For more production, we need more work, hard work, and for more hard work, we need more labor. So basically, this type of farming is done on the large land, so large amount of labor is required. These types of farming require biochemical inputs which are made in industries, you can say, or you can even make them in your field, but they require some amount of chemicals to grow. Irrigation is also very in high production. Fine. And one more thing for you, that these types of farming, I told you before that primitive subsistence farming is about the past, the farming which was done in past. It was explaining the type of farming. But intensive subsistence farming is explaining you about the present, few parts of your present, like chemicals are used, high irrigation pressure doses are used for more production. Okay. Then we'll talk about here commercial farming. So what do you mean by commercial farming? Basically, the main character of these types of farming, that it uses high doses of modern inputs. High doses of modern inputs means more chemicals, fertilizers, insecticides, pesticides to obtain higher productivity, and even it requires HYV seeds. HYV seeds, as we discussed in our earlier classes, what is full form of HYV seeds? That is high yielding variety seeds. Okay. The degree of the commercialization of agriculture varies from region to region. Like, for example, rice is a commercial crop which is grown in Haryana and Punjab, but in Odisha it is subsistence crop which is grown in less amount. In Haryana and Punjab it is grown in more amount. but in Odisha it's grown in less amount because it differs from place to place. It's not compulsory, it's not important. See, the minerals, the fertilizers, the chemicals, the irrigation part means basically is same in all the states, is same in all the areas of the country. Fine. Now, plantation is also the type of commercial. Now we'll talk about plantation. As I told you, plantation is also a type of commercial farming, and basically these types of farming is what is there. A single crop is grown on a large area. Plantation and interference of agriculture and industry. These types of farming is basically done on large area, and only a single crop can grown at a time. ठीक है. Then agriculture use में industries uses is also there. These types of plantation covers large tracts of land using capital input and with the help of migration labor. All the producers is used to raw material in presentive industry. जो chemicals, जो fertilizers जो industries में बनते हैं, basically those chemicals and pesticides are used in this plantation. For example, if we take about these types of crops, in India, tea, coffee, rubber, sugar, banana, these are important plantation crops which are grown on the large area, single crop but on the large area. For example, tea is grown in Assam and coffee is grown in Karnataka. So these types of plantations, these types of crops are grown on large area, but at a time only single crop can be grown. Production is mainly for the market as well as development network for the transportations and communities. But plantation is important role in developing a population, in development of plantation. Correct. Then we go to our cropping pattern. India cropping pattern basically consists of three major climatical changes used in it. How? One is Rabi, another is Kharif, and one more, that is Zaid. How they are divided into different patterns, different cropping patterns in India. Crops are same, they are grown in same area. Basically, they are grown in same area, means in same country. But still, the timings are in different. How they are divided? They are divided on their crop quality, that what type of climate does they use, what the type of soil they need, what type of rainfall, high rainfall, low rainfall, moderate rainfall they use. So on basis of that, their crops are grown in these three different parts. First of all, we'll talk about Rabi crop. Yeah, Rabi. It is sown from onset of winter. Onset of winter means from October to December, and then it is harvested in April to June. Basically, these crops are grown in areas like Punjab, Haryana, Uttarakhand, Jammu Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, and the crops which are mainly grown here are wheat, barley, peas, gram, mustard seeds. What is there? The availability of precipitation during winter month due to the western temperature cyclones helps to access these crops. Fine. Now one more we can do, that is the success of green revolution in Punjab, Haryana, West Bengal, Uttar Pradesh, parts Rajasthan has also been an important factor for growing the Rabi crop. I have told you earlier only. These are the pictures of some of the Rabi crops. These are peas, mustards and wheat. Now we'll talk about our zaid crops and kharif crops. So, zaid crops. Just a second, beta. Yeah, kharif crops which are sown in onset of monsoon, that is August to July, and are harvested in summer season, that is September to October. Water availability is also required. It requires hot and humid climate. Major crops which are grown here are rice, maize, jowar, bajra, moong, tur. Tur is basically the dal which we use. Urad, like tur, we can take example of urad in tur. Cotton, jute, soybean and groundnut. The area where these types of crops are grown are Assam, West Bengal, coastal regions of Odisha and Andhra Pradesh. So, zaid crop. Zaid crop is mainly grown between the Rabi and Kharif. Means we can take the time period as March to June. Major crops which are grown here are watermelon, muscadine, cucumber, vegetables and fodder crops. Fine. Now if we talk about major crops, the topic which comes major crops. In these topics it is divided into three different categories. Mainly India produces, and not for you, that do you know, India produces mainly 51 major different types of crops. A variety of food and non-food crops are grown in different parts of country depending upon the verifications in soil climatical conditions. As I told you, food crops, non-food crops are grown. Why they are separated into food crop and non-food crop? Due to the variety of soil, due to the climatic conditions and due to cultivation practices. Different types of cultivation practices are used. Grains, food crops and other grains and non-food crops. Grains are rice, wheat, mint, maize and pulses. Sugarcane, oilseed, tea, coffee and horticulture comes under food crops and other grains. Rubber, fiber crops, cotton and jute are non-food crops. Why they are non-food crops? Because we do not use them for our eating. We use them for our other works but not in eating. Not fulfilling our hunger. Correct. Now first of all we'll talk about our grains. So, rice. Rice is a staple food and this is a kharif crop. And even I want to tell you that basmati quality of rice is produced in Punjab and Haryana. And it requires by big irrigation. India is the second largest producer in the world for rice, and famous rices are basmati rice. Manual rains which are required for growing or in cultivation or irrigation of crop is 100 centimeters. It requires high temperature and high humidity. Widely it is grown in Punjab, Haryana, Western Uttar Pradesh and parts of Rajasthan. It is grown in areas with less rainfall, grown within the help of canal irrigation and tube wells. Fine. Here in this map you can see the major areas and minor areas where rice is grown. This dark green, as you can see, this is the major area where crops are grown, rice crops. After that, we come to the next, that is our wheat crop. So, wheat crop is also the second most important cereal crop. It requires annual rainfall between like 50 to 75 centimeters, and it is a rabi crop which refers to cool sowing seasons and bright sunshine. It is mainly grown when there is a bright sunshine, and it is grown in cool seasons. Wheat is grown mainly by the growing zone of wheat is the Ganga Satluj plains, where it is in northern western, and it is grown in black soil region, Deccan Plateau. ठीक है. Major wheat production states of wheat are Punjab, Haryana, UP, Madhya Pradesh, Bihar and Rajasthan. That's all for the explanation. Now math work for the same. Major crop area where this wheat is grown and minor area. You can see in the map. Then we talk about mint and maize. ठीक है जी, पढ़ेंगे. Mint. There are three different more categories in mint. One is jawar, another is ragi, and another is bajra, which is also known as coarse grain, which required high horticulture value. ठीक है. Now we talk about ragi. What is ragi? Which is rich in iron, calcium and roughage. Another that dry region crop and grown well on red, black, sandy, loamy soils and stone black soils. States where ragi is grown is Tamil Nadu, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim, Jharkhand and Arunachal Pradesh, basically Karnataka. Then we will talk about jawar. It is grown in third most important crop which is grown in our country, and this is very important. This is third most important crop which yields. It is mainly grown in moist areas and states like Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Himachal Pradesh and Maharashtra. Then if we talk about bajra, which is grown and well on sandy soils and are sown in black soil. It requires states like Gujarat, Haryana, UP. ठीक है जी. Next, we talk about our maize. Maize is, as you all know, मक्की जो हम खाते हैं, which is used as both food crop also and fodder crops also. Kharif crops it is grown well in old alluvial soil, Bhangar, alluvial soil, Bhangar, Khadar. You may remember, you have done in 9th class. So it requires alluvial soil, all alluvial soil to grow. Modern inputs are needed for this type of crop. States like Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. Now we talk about pulses and sugarcane. So, pulses. India largest producer and consumer of pulses in the world. Second, a source of protein and grown in reactivity within our crop. It requires basically less moisture and serves even in dry conditions. It requires renewed soil fertility by financing nitrogen from the air. Major pulses are urad, moong, masoor ki dal, peas and gram. States where it is produced are Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra and Karnataka. Now, we come to our topic, that was food crops and other crops. First part is sugarcane. It is grown in tropical and subtropical areas. Climate requires hot and humid. Temperature is between like 21 degrees Celsius to 27 degrees Celsius, And basically, if we talk about rain, it requires 75 to 100 centimeters of rainfall. Then India is the second largest producer of sugarcane. Main source of jaggery is jaggery, which we get from the sugarcane. Is jaggery, sugar, khasra, and molasses. Grown as a variety of soil and needs manual labor for sowing and harvesting. More amount of labor is required in sowing and harvesting the sugar cane. Produces in Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Maharashtra and Karnataka. Okay. Now our next topic is tea and coffee. Tea requires basically, it is an example of plantation crop, and if we talk about the climate, it is grown in tropical and subtropical parts. It requires mainly warm and moist frost-free climate throughout the year. Soil requirement is like fertility is well drained, which is rich in humus and organic matter. Labor required is intensive state, and it is basically grown in Assam, hills of Darjeeling and the districts like West Bengal, Tamil Nadu and Kerala. Now we talk about coffee, which is very delicious drink for me, and even you also may like it. As you can see, there's a man who is plucking the coffee, kachi coffee, when they are kept in sunshine for more capturing of nutrition. So India coffee is in the world for its good quality. The Arabic variety from Yemen produces is India in great demand. ठीक है. Intentionally, its cultivated is introduced in many parts of the country, that is Nilgiris, Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu. ठीक है. If we talk about horticulture is a cultivation of both fruits and vegetables, and India is the second largest producer. Then important vegetables which are produced in India are pea, cornflower, onion, cabbage, tomato, brinjal and potatoes. Then it requires less time for growing and grow in Zaid season. Cereals are grown in Rabi and Kharif season. Fine. Now our next topic is rubber, that is known food crop, equation crop and important introductory raw material. It requires mainly rainfall and temperature more than 200 degrees centimeters. It requires moist and humid temperature above 25 degrees Celsius. It is grown in Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Nicobar and Gower Hills in Meghalaya. So that's all for this video. In next video we will talk about fiber crops. Then we'll talk about cotton, agriculture activities, techniques which will be used in modern world, which will be using and which are using jute, which is in golden fiber, and few more topics are left. So in next video we will discover about those. So till the time, bye bye. See you in the next video in second part of the same chapter. And till the time, homework for you is to read out one NCERT book after watching this video, so that your concepts are clear and you do not have any doubt. If you have any doubt, then you are mainly sure from my side that you can ask your doubts in comment box. And if you like my video, if you understand my video, so please like, share and subscribe my channel. See you, bye bye in the next video.